So we connected a little while ago. Your story is awesome, and actually connected to some moments in my life that have changed me in a lot of ways, which we didn't realize until we were talking. And so, man, I would love to just dive in a bit to your story. We have some cool things that we're getting to work together on now. But we absolutely love testimonies, and we love weird testimonies. Like my wife and I feel like have met so many people in so many different worlds where, I don't know, I feel like sometimes you go to a church and you hear someone come and share their testimony, and it's like, I did this, and then God saved me, and now this. But as we've traveled and we've met, movie producers and actors and people who own one-wheel parks and old-time photo booths and magicians and like event coordinators and festival, and it's just so cool. I think when we realize that God moves in the lives of people, period. No matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter what you're passionate about, no matter what your background is. God changes lives, and that's exciting to me, and I think it should be exciting to anybody because that means these things apply to everybody.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, I'd love to get into just a little bit of your backstory, your passions, the things that you love, and how we ended up sitting in this room.
Yeah, it's really cool, God's story. Honestly, I'm being a music promoter, obviously. My love for music, right?
Yeah.
And
did you ever play music by any chance? What made you?
I tried, and I got booed off the stage a lot.
Like old school Tomatoes.
Oh man, I wish it were just Tomatoes. No, I tried that, and I just didn't like the spotlight at all. I was more captivated by what was going on behind the scenes, right? Like how all the elements come together, right? And so for a season, maybe through high school, I was in the traditional music classes and band and choir, show choir, did dancing, was on Star Search, won it, all these different things.
Won Star Search?
Yeah.
Wait, is this a for real thing?
Yeah.
You're just now telling me this?
Yeah. I thought you already knew.
That is hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, time out. I need to let this digest for a minute. So you're like the OG. I'm like, I won America's Got Talent. You're like, yeah, I won the thing that inspired someone to create America's Got Talent.
Oh, wow.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I like you just casually threw that in there. Okay. I thought you were joking at first because all right, keep going. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well,
wait,
it's
doing
funny.
what? One Star Search doing?
We back when boy bands were popular.
Yeah.
The group. So I had a troupe of 18 dancers that I did all the choreography for, and it was part of a school program. And we started doing these little local talent shows, and then someone saw us and said, "You need to try out for Star Search," like the Ed McMahon kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we're like, okay, this sounds cool. Got it approved, got it signed off at the school, and we went and performed, and they accepted us, and we won it. And the funny thing is we won a recording. Our award was a recording session. And like for singers, we're not singers, we're dancers.
And a session.
A recording session, yeah.
One session.
And we're like, are you going to record our shoes on the floor? Like because we weren't singers, So anyways, it was a super cool experience regardless.
This is blowing my mind. I did not know this. I literally was waiting for you to be like, no, I'm just kidding. And then you never said that. And I was like, this is amazing.
This is my mic drop. All right, thank you for having me.
and that's the whole thing. Okay, so you did this, and obviously now you have a passion for performing and stage stuff and everything. I feel like at a high capacity also though, right? Because on those shows, especially in that time, like that was ahead of its time, right? Like that was all the big production stuff.
It was, and I was learning really quickly, though. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
There was so much pressure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to know how it all came about. I want to be the guy that puts it all together, right?
Yeah.
And so when I graduated from high school, we got away from it. The group, we could have gone places. I feel like at that season, after winning that, we could have done many, many things.
Yeah.
Right. But it was a large group. So high school, a lot of bad things happened. Some of us got into drugs, some of us got into alcohol, some of them got pregnant, and we just stopped.
Yeah.
And
you feel like that, like being on TV that happened, do you think that affected you, your ego,
I think it was the start of it.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest thing that's ever happened, right?
Yeah.
We were winning local stuff. We in my hometown we had this what we called a walnut festival.
Yeah.
It's like the king of crop, so to speak, of the event in that town, and we performed on it, and we were like the headliner.
Yeah.
And because we won all these things,
and you were in high school. See,
yeah.
here's the thing. I can't, everything that I experienced on America's Got Talent and all these things, I can't imagine having done that in high school.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like what that would have done to my brain. And I think especially now you look at social media, right? And how this has affected people. Everything's measurable.
Sure.
And I thought, like, when I was on AGT, I thought so many times, like, I'm so glad, like, I'm married, I got kids, I have a family, I got, like, you know what I'm saying? There's something, I got people in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not that 18-year-old version of myself anymore, because it's hard when all of a sudden the spotlight is on you.
Yes, but I don't know that it was as hard being a younger person in high school, because you thrive for that spotlight.
Right.
You know, you always want to feel accepted.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is like, I think that, like, when you're that young and all of a sudden you are thrown into that spotlight, which you desire, which you crave, now all of a sudden I feel like there's just more opportunity for you to put your identity into that more.
Oh, 100%.
Right? And so that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so grateful that this was not earlier on in my life, because I don't think younger, insecure me would have known how to separate my worth and my value from being on TV and winning something.
Well, even in the positions that we're in now, in the maturity in our walk with Christ, that is still sometimes a challenge.
No, I know, 100%.
Because the industry that we're both in is almost similar.
Yeah.
And it is so, I mean, you can get swayed one way or another.
Yep.
Very quickly.
Very quickly, and sometimes without even realizing it.
Right.
Because you start surrounding yourself with people who have a different value system, but a same value system. Like, we're trying to grow things too. We're trying to do this too. We're trying to fill seats too.
Right.
But we do it in this way, and there's these weird business practices. There's these weird things they do in their off time. Right. And all of a sudden you find yourself connecting on, I guess, the vision and the dream of the thing you're wanting to grow, but not connecting morally.
Right.
And when all of a sudden you're in these spaces, I think that's when it becomes very easy to compromise, because you're like, well, these are my people. And this is, I guess, just what they do in this industry.
Yeah.
Man, that's...
So, bombshell there. So, graduated from high school. All that kind of left. You know, we all went our different ways. However, I was still not feeling accepted, right?
Yeah.
And that's, I got real bad into drugs, got into alcohol. Growing up, even before I graduated, I was living in, at home, and it was a very sheltered life for me. I mean, I spent a lot of my time in the bedroom, couldn't get out.
Yeah.
There was a season in my life too where my bedroom was in the basement, so it was even kind of a little bit more isolated.
Yeah.
And really, even in that time, the only thing I had was a radio and a window that to look out of. And when I wrote my book, Honky Tonk Nights to Christian Lights, you can get it now on Amazon. Quick plug.
Yeah, totally good.
When I was writing that book, I didn't realize until then where that love of music came from. And being in that basement and being in that room, being sheltered, music was the only thing that took me out of that.
Yeah.
That
And when you say sheltered, were you like down there, like just depressed and isolating on purpose? Were your parents, they made you stay home, or like?
It was more parents staying home, couldn't go nowhere. It was straight, go to school, get on the bus, come home, go back to your room.
Yeah.
Kind of
so it was like in my basement or just on TV winning some big show.
Well, the TV thing came after, because here's the thing: when I left home my junior year of high school.
Oh, wow, gotcha.
Yeah, at the age of 17, I left home, and that's when I spread my wings out. That's why I wanted to be involved in everything. I was free. I could do extra activities at school, like show choir, band.
I see
all those things.
Oh, interesting.
And then when I got in it, I was feeling finally accepted. Did all these things, wanted to be involved. And so it kind of started the story backwards, but to catch us back up. So the home life as a kid growing up was rough. Graduated my junior year of high school, went through high school, and I still graduated. I still graduated as a senior, which was very hard. I was the only person in high school that had my own house at the age of 17.
Oh, my goodness.
So guess who has the party house?
Yeah. That's a bad thing, probably.
Very bad thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in living in a small town, I mean, you even had officers that would, after their shift, come to my house and party.
Yeah.
So
goodness gracious.
Again, trying to feel accepted, trying to feel wanted, and just going down the wrong path.
Yeah.
And
one thing I think that's really interesting, and I, as a magician, I always parallel things to like illusions, right? And I think that there's this illusion that if we just accomplished something great, if we just had stuff, if we just had something, that we would know more of who we were, right? Like we think that if I just accomplished a thing, if I was the best at a thing, if I had a house, if I had an income, then I would know who I am and I would feel fulfilled. But what's wild is, I mean, dude, we hear story after story, testimony after testimony of people who accomplished what they thought would give them identity, and they ended up losing themselves more.
Right.
And so what's really interesting is for you, it's like, dude, you accomplished this thing, you had this group, you were on TV, you bought a house, right? All these things. And yet we're becoming more lost, right? And I think that's just, as you're talking, I'm just thinking of like the psychology of this, of how dangerous it is when we think that someday we will accomplish something that will give us our identity, and then you just realize it doesn't work that way.
No, it totally wasn't. And that's really, you just start chasing after it. And I think where that came from is not knowing who I was because of the surrounding that I was so confined in. Right?